Hey, you probably have some goals for your music making or DJing or producing, and those goals they may be something like you want to be performing at Tomorrowland Festival or some other big event and have a lot of crowds, or maybe you want to reach the top positions on Beatport playlists, or you want to get to work with the best DJs there are. And for these kind of goals, it's complex to reach those goals, and that's why you should split the goals into smaller objectives. And for these objectives, you should have a plan, and I should have a plan, and that's why I thought that I talk about a bit of planning. Here I have borrowed the corporate scheme to do the planning for the first quarter of this year, which would be January, February, and March. And each of these columns here, they they last 2 weeks. So there's there's in total 4 weeks for January, 4 weeks for February, and 4 weeks for March. And now we need to populate these months with the objectives that we want to or I want to reach. The good objective should have certain properties. It should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, relevant, and time bound. So what this means is that specific object is something that describes exactly what is it that you want to achieve. Measurability means that you have certain criteria that you can assess if you are achieving the goal or not. And A stands for achievable. The goals should be realistic. It doesn't make sense to have a goal that you cannot reach no matter what you do. But still the goal should be challenging enough. The goal should be relevant. It should align with the goals that you have in mind. And the last one is that the goal should be time bounded in some kind of fixed or available time. You should be reach that goal. And what I have put here into my planning is that I want to produce a track to Skio Music competition. There's Future House competition ongoing at the moment, which is closing 10th February. I also want to do remix of Dalida's track to Skio Music. And these remixes, they will enhance the music production, music understanding skills. Then for increasing my musician skills, I've been practicing Elton John's song Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and there's still some work to do, but I think that I can pull this off. Then I've been long time in the Python DJ Academy course, and I'm thinking to revisit 2 chapters, Learn to Mix Part 1 and 2. Related to those, there should be a lot of exercising, and I'm planning to increase my beat matching skills so that I could mix 5 out of 10 vinyl tracks perfectly. Then I want to go through the through the circle of fifths, all the keys there are, and I'm thinking that the best way to internalize that thing is to make short YouTube tutorials with the said key. During January, I've been looking into the key of C or A minor, and in February, I'm going for the key of F or B minor, and in March, I'll be going through the key of G or E minor. And then I have been writing a book about what I'm thinking about my music making and building this DJ thing for that book writing. I'm thinking that adding 20 pages more would be a feasible objective. And finally, I have a little room acoustics improvement project where I'm planning to install the acoustic panels. Since I have a daily full-time job, I don't have all the time in the world during a week or during a month. So I was estimating that I could spend 2 hours per day, so it would be 10 hours during a week, and that's more or less worth of one day full-time, 1 day work. On weekends, I think that I can spend half of the Saturday and Sunday, so that sums up as 1 day. So this would be altogether 2 days per week that I can put into this music making and these objectives in this table. One of the tricky parts is to figure out how much time each of these objectives would mean. And you don't need to be very accurate, or the point isn't to be able to very accurately say that, okay, this is going to take 5 hours and 30 minutes or so. But the point is to have a rough idea how much time each of these objectives would mean. And for example, for this producer track, I've already done some work for that, and the same is true for this remix. I'm thinking that in 3 days, if I had full time and I could spend all these 3 days, I could complete this track. And the same is true for this Dalida's track remix. For learning to play this Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, let's say 60% of the full speed, I'm thinking it would take five days. For beat song academic course, for these lessons, half day, beat matching 5 days, and for these YouTube tutorials, 1 day for each. For book writing, I'm thinking that in 3 days I could write 20 pages. And finally, for the room acoustics and these panel installations, I think it's going to be something like half a day. So these add up to 23 days altogether. So if I have available 24 days and I estimate these objectives would mean 23 days, this looks like a plan that I could achieve. So now that there's a plan, we only need to keep us busy and execute it. But hope I was able to give you some ideas what kind of objectives you could derive for your planning. And this is only for Q1. There would be Q2, Q3, and Q4 still this year. Now try to do something similar for your purposes, and let me know how it was. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.